Welcome to The Explainer. So let's just dive right into this. Today, we're breaking down a really critical and honestly totally overlooked aspect of modern weight loss. With the massive boom in GLP-1 medications, millions of people are finally seeing that scale move. But there's a hidden problem: preserving your actual muscle mass while that weight drops. So today's Explainer focuses precisely on that challenge. We're going to break down the Strong Life 24/7 system. It's a structured program built specifically to help you lose fat without sacrificing the muscle that basically keeps your whole metabolism firing. If you're on a GLP-1 or honestly just serious about your metabolic health, you are absolutely in the right place. But why do we eventually hit a wall? Well, studies actually show that up to 30% of the weight lost on GLP-1s can be lean muscle mass. Crazy, right? Traditional weight loss methods are kind of fundamentally flawed because they focus entirely on just shrinking you down. And what happens? That often forces your body to slow its metabolism down just to survive. So today, we're going to contrast those old, frustrating methods with a much smarter, biologically aligned approach. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. The GLP-1 muscle problem. 2. The Strong Life solution. 3. Phase 1. Movement and strength. 4. Phase 2. Nutrition optimization. 5. Phase 3. Lifestyle mastery. And finally, 6. How the system actually works. Let's get into it. Section 1. The GLP-1 muscle problem. Why most weight loss fails. So where do so many of us actually go wrong? We tend to rely on that super outdated advice, right? Eat less, move more. It sounds simple enough, but honestly, it's a trap. It offers literally zero protection for your metabolism. The reality is that your body adapts to the stress you place on it. If you just eat less, your body adapts by slowing down. But, and here's the game changer, if you use structured progression, you force your body to adapt positively. You keep that metabolic engine running hot, even as you lose the fat. Because without structure, especially when you're on these really powerful GLP-1 meds, you're facing a pretty severe cascade of risks. You're not just losing fat, you're losing lean muscle. And that directly causes a slower metabolism, which then leads to reduced strength and just plummeting energy levels. And ultimately, it creates a massively increased risk of just regaining all that weight. I want to be super clear here because the source material really emphasizes this. This is not a willpower problem. This is simply a biological response to the wrong environmental stress. Section 2. The Strong Life solution. Lose fat without losing muscle. Strong Life 24/7 isn't just, another generic fitness app you download and forget about. It's actual, structured metabolic coaching engineered from over 40 years of experience in the exercise science industry. It is explicitly designed for GLP-1 users, diabetics, and basically any adult who is hyper-focused on improving their long-term metabolic health. It's a highly professional, science-backed approach aimed right at the core of that muscle loss problem. And their core philosophy is just incredibly reassuring. It's never overwhelming, just one step at a time. Because lasting transformation, it's not about punishing yourself in the gym for hours on end. It's about making smarter choices over time. The progression is deliberately paced to ensure you actually adapt, instead of just burning out and quitting the whole shebang. Section 3. Phase 1. Movement and strength. All right, so phase 1 is all about laying a totally rock-solid foundation. And notice, it doesn't say doing random exhausting workouts. No, it's about building consistency and strength through structured progression. For someone on a GLP-1 who is losing weight rapidly, purpose-driven strength training is the exact biological signal your body needs right then to hold onto its lean muscle mass. You're literally telling your body, hey, keep the muscle, we are actively using it. Section 4. Phase 2. Nutrition optimization. Now, moving on to phase 2. This isn't just some run-of-the-mill diet plan. It is highly targeted to support your metabolism and energy levels, specifically to fuel that lean muscle development you started back in phase 1. And what's really fantastic here is the explicit focus on providing actual GLP-1 support. This means optimizing your nutrition for the very unique digestive and metabolic realities of being on those specific medications. It ensures you accelerate fat loss while still feeding your growing strength. Section 5. Phase 3. Lifestyle mastery. Okay, phase 3. This right here is the absolute key to escaping that brutal, endless cycle of starting over every Monday. We've all been there, right? Phase 3 is all about cementing these changes. It focuses on long-term habits, crucial recovery strategies, and overall wellness. The materials also specifically note personalized coaching for managing type 2 diabetes fitness right here. It's really about taking all those physical and nutritional gains from phases 1 and 2 and locking them in permanently so they just become the way you live your life. Section 6, How the System Works, No Guesswork. So how does the actual mechanical application of this coaching work? Well, it's broken down into 3 super logical steps. Step 1, assess. They look at your current strength, your movement, and your heart rate response. They need to know exactly where your baseline is. Step 2, build your program. Using that assessment, they craft a highly personalized step-by-step system just for you. And step 3, progress. As your body adapts to the work, your programming automatically evolves with you, so you literally never plateau. And here's a massive benefit to the whole system. You get live coaching delivered straight to your phone. You absolutely don't need to switch to a fancy new gym. You just open your phone and your exact sets, your repetitions, and guided movements are right there waiting for you. It completely removes all the guesswork and all the confusion. You just show up and the expert guidance is literally sitting right there in your pocket. Let's actually look at some direct proof here. Deborah shared that she lost mostly fat weight on a GLP-1 med, but get this, more importantly, she got stronger every single week. This is exactly what we've been talking about. Deborah successfully mitigated the absolute biggest risk of these medications, which is muscle loss, and actually managed to build strength while dropping the fat. That is a massive metabolic victory right there. Next up, we have Mike's experience. He says, "This is the first program that actually showed me exactly what to do." And honestly, that just perfectly reinforces the system's whole promise of eliminating confusion. Think about it. When you take the mental fatigue of planning completely out of the equation and replace it with structured clarity, consistency just becomes so much easier to maintain. And finally, we've got Gina, whose experience really highlights those ultimate emotional and physical benefits. She says, "My energy, strength, and confidence came back." By properly supporting her body through structured progression, rather than just starving it through unstructured dieting, she completely reclaimed her vitality. And for sure, that is the real goal of metabolic health. Okay, let's get into the practical details. The pricing is incredibly transparent. It's $299 for that initial 8-week phase, which, remember, builds that absolutely crucial foundation. And then it transitions to just $129 a month for the ongoing phases. And a really important note here, they explicitly state there are no long-term commitments, and they even offer a 100% results guarantee. It's a structure that puts the focus purely on getting you measurable, real-world outcomes. So, just to summarize exactly who this program is built for. If you're a GLP-1 user navigating some rapid weight loss, or maybe a diabetic managing your fitness, or honestly, simply an adult seriously focused on improving long-term metabolic function, Strong Life was designed specifically for your unique biology. It's not just a generic program, it's a highly targeted metabolic intervention. Which brings me to a question I really want to leave you with today. Are you just losing weight, shrinking down and just hoping your metabolism survives the crash? Or are you using structured progression to actually build a stronger, significantly more resilient life? Because the difference between those two paths is literally everything. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to break down the science of better health.